Okay, so I'm not going to take the perspective that I'm laughing alone. In the title, the last video I made was Alec Baldwin was debunked by the FBI, and it has like emojis like like crying and stuff because laughter, because it's funny. You know what I mean? So I'm laughing alone. Right now, I mean, because the media is focused on Herschel Walker, they don't want to talk about Alex Jones being debunked when he spoke in such a consolatory, quiet voice that you had to lean in what he's saying. You had to lean in because he's like speaking to you in this different voice that's like consoling you. Yeah, I'm just glad as fuck that that he got debunked. And I told you in the video that well, I guess nobody. I mean, maybe people watch, but it says no views. Okay, I'm not gonna make any kind of videos that I could say that you should not be focused on that anymore. Okay, because I guess that's booty. That's buns. That's booty buns. But fucking because when it's an echo chamber is when I say it's gonna be an echo chamber. It's not really when it's an echo chamber. So yeah, you can go back and watch Alec Baldwin make statements that damned him, that Bruce Rivers, criminal lawyer, said he could shove right up. They're gonna use it to shove up back up his ass, because the gun that he fired had a safety mechanism that would not allow it to go off if you let go of the hammer. Like he said, he didn't fucking know. Okay, so he's fucking trying to blow. He's trying to what's it called? Trying to blow shit up my leg. What's that shit called? Are you blowing air on my leg? I don't know what the fuck that. Pulling my leg. Oh, he's trying to gas you up on some nonsense. And it's because it's not, I guess there's not they wouldn't want the connotation of being reliably able to talk about anything pressing you as much as it pertains to the psychopathy conforming itself to your pathology. And when they want to use these protected class people as a pariah to go wage against them, it will be to accuse you. Like Cernovich right now. You can't, like, people that are conservative, you're not able to make fun of or debunk Cernovich right now, because Cernovich is going to be employed as an antithesis to go after you, because Cernovich was part of covering up Epstein. He's Alan Dershowitz's best friend, and he's take credit for being a whistleblower against Epstein, but you don't really know about is things that goes deeper into what he was doing with Dershowitz. So when it comes time to demonize the alt-right, they will use Cernovich, okay? And then they're going to be going after the competent, like they're abhor competence people before you even know that they fucking have a problem with you. How you like that? And it comes down to whether or not you can get to the bottom of something, because to be able to know what's driving the criminal mentality, you have to look at the monster. People naturally, maybe it's not appropriate to subject you or anybody to discussion about the monster, because maybe it's just time to patronize them, like if they're running a business or something, not in a bad way. To have it reverse is to placate you with something that you don't even fucking care to go in about, if you're just trying to come to some understanding of what's at the base or the root of anything you would describe as a matter. Like maybe you got issues or something. But no, it's like because you like to solve problems. You like to work out the intricacies and solve problem solving. So having problems is not necessarily a bad thing. You you need something to solve. So competent people fuck it up for people that are trying to be immaterial and arbitrary, unnecessary. That you would describe as being unnecessary. You have to start coming up with spells for unnecessary people. And here's the thing, right? Your cells are already being torn asunder by the elements, consistently being that they're being retracting and expanding and then retracting, brought on by is the frost pulled in by through polarity from space, and the vibrations rising from the earth that melts the ice. So it's like a membrane formed because it has the elasticity, neuroplasticity, elasticity. You're a node, the sun is a node, and you push information through a wire to interface at the end of a node, like in fiber optics or something like that. So and a node is a prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cells grow in water. You're a prokaryotic cell, and the universe is a prokaryotic cell on the microcosm. Everything on the macrocosm is the deteriorated form of the divine feminine principle on the microcosm. So you get like gravity, which is deteriorated. That is a side. It's like a residue of magnetism, and electricity poured out of magnetism when it was like it's abridged. It's like a Cambridge, King's Bridge, Cam from Cam's lot over to the gods that can't suffer on behalf of immortality, right? So we suffer on our mortality is as a necessary means to an end from the calamity of trying to consolidate power, you know. And the problem is of the dynastics is that they don't have no quits. There's no, like, they go overboard and then they have a calamity, right? Or like they develop Morphin syndrome because they try to consolidate power and keep it in the family. So you just want to put your chin over. You get a elongated chin, and you jet when you put your chin over. That was all the power that was inside the fucking Ark of the Covenant in Indiana Jones. And they were opening it up, and it was bright in their face, and they were looking at it, and it fucking broke down their DNA. Your DNA. And you got Morphin syndrome. Akhenaten, it has Morphin syndrome. Like, we like Akhenaten because he's preclusory to ushering in a cast of characters in the fertility rites to relate to our pre-Diluvian Typhonian remnant that's in everybody. And they need it. This is like, you know where I'm going. Like I had to. This is rabbit hole shit because I can go in different directions. I can go into different ways with this shit. Morphin syndrome. Akhenaten has more fans. You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm not to demonize the dynastics entirely. Okay, because they're like a bureaucracy, which comes on in an emergency, but the emergency is a presupposition, and there's no such thing as being without any presuppositions, right? So based on our presupposition of a matter, right, of something that we had to have we had to take measures, which means that you have to do anything, which means that you're dead. Because it's the least you can do that could be appreciated. Your exhaustion can be appreciated. And that's like, you have to push yourself to to the limit and overextend and overextend. And it's a polarity. So like, look, polarity is death, but the earth, the polarity, the poles, the magnetized poles of the earth pulls in the frost from space where there's no vibration. You can send garlic bread on that weather balloon. The weather balloon will burst because there's decompressurize, right? It'll decompressurize, but it'll drop the garlic bread, and the garlic bread will be frozen on a hot day. It'll come down frozen, right? And it also pulls in a remnant of magic, and that's all we get. We have to parse with the entire collective conscious has to parse with like a tiny grain, like smaller than a grain of sugar. And then the vibrations from the earth rising causes the warmth that that warms up like it warms up your membranes, your cells, right? So it's like they're being, by the forces or elements that are pent up within a co-reactive response to phenomenon brought on by that which I have to assume is a alien or a mermaid or something. Like a siren or a mermaid or something, right? Like, cause it takes two to tango. In order to have a co-reactive response or a core reaction to a phenomenon, we have to go on a tour of the heart of darkness, and that's only allowable by a beast, which is, the beast is like the Joker's mom, because the Joker's mom tried to get him ostracized from his unit so he would not see any action in Camelot with King Arthur. But King Arthur demanded that he be at his side at all times as his fool. And he ended up going on the full campaign and seeing more action than anybody. His mom tried to get him laughed out of the unit. King Arthur wanted to see why he was making his men laugh. He was curious, who's making all the men are jolly and shit. Who is doing this? She's a monster. She's a monster. She's a, you know what I mean? Like, she's the enemy of the state, nigga. Her mind control, right, is not even what you think it is. And in order to transference of power represented by the collective conscious of the masses, to make the transference of power to the heir of the throne, the government has to model that. That's why they have the Oval Office on the West Wing, like they're trying to discover the God particle, you know what I mean? But to look at the monster, it's like the Higgs boson or something. It's like the Mandelbrot set or something that is perfectly symmetrical, or the swirling, the spinning of the storm of the storm. That's the monster. When you see the storm rolling in, that's the monster. That's the monster, right? And okay, it's elements. It's nature's elements. It's just a language of destruction with no reason to it, and it's the eye of the storm of a tornado. It's the tornado. It's an earthquake. The tornado is pulling in the cold air. It's got heat trapped below. It's pulling. It's just the funneling effect, right? It's polarity, right? And the peace that is afforded by being in the eye, you have to be able to dart around, like fucking, you have to be able to run around at fucking 70 miles an hour or some shit. You're not gonna enjoy peace very long. You can just join all the other groovy ghoulies that are fucking hugging that spiral, looking at the twist of what's being occulted. You know what I mean? Of the lower entry level occultists and the failed occultists that are trying to capture the push of the modality, because there's only one to for the aristocracy to reach gratification. They have a schism, yada yada. You're probably wondering why I'm talking about this. It's just interesting. I mean, I can't say what's interesting though. It's just I'm yeah, I'm just kind of going everywhere right now. I don't actually want to do that. When I started this video, I was talking about the fact that nobody's laughing with me, it seemed like, right? And it's a perspective that you could have. So it's just like afforded by the media that we're trust fund babies. Why would you need to listen to a trust fund baby talk to you about something that you may have already noticed? Is because, well, why are you throwing Joe in the volcano again? You're going after Herschel Walker right now. If you're gonna go after Cernovich, go after him now. If you're gonna go after Alec Baldwin, go after Alec Baldwin now. Don't wait until you get finished with fucking Herschel Walker. Racist. Fucking cross-dressing Nazis. They want to scrape out the pussy and cut off the cock. Cut out the cock. That's why Lee Perry had to burn a box of swag to get the jinx off of him. Yes, you have to use low vibration energy, which is smoke, to bond it, to get it to bond, and then waft and to get it to waft to get. That's getting. It's alchemy. You're taking an entity or a residue or a buildup or something that's nasty, that's building up, that's hiding in crevices and shit. It's like something you want to put gum or glue and stick and then fucking pull it out, because you can't get the agitation that you need going in there to remove or extract what you need to extract alchemically. Hit it with a smudge stick. I mean, you already know this though. That's called empath doctoring. We're all doctors on the unified field. Everyone who came into existence altered the unified field when they came into existence. It's nature or natal, like nation, anything with the word N-A-T in front of it. It began with a beast or a divine feminine principle. And it's Ma, M-A. The first letters matter, and the first two letters in matter, in a matter. And it's your government issue. It's your government issue, nigga. What the fuck am I talking about? Oh shit. That is why you need a Social Security Administration. It's also the strange and like, it's kind of like one of these like distraction mechanisms that wherein you could only start to begin to see why China would outlaw reincarnation. Because it's like, is this shit above my pay grade, or do I know why only Pamela Anderson's the only one that was ever allowed to visit Julian Assange? Like, wouldn't he want to see his like kids or wife? Is this weird, or is it probability? Is it weird, or is it probable? I just hate that 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 quiet consolatory voice that you had to lean in and hear it. I'm not supposed to know what it is about that fucking shit that I hate because that makes me weird and culpable. If I knew beforehand what I could attribute to why I don't like that. And it's saying they don't want you to know about this because Biden also speaks with that same, when you get down to it and he starts consoling you and you gotta lean in, like, what's he saying in that voice? It's fucking, he pulled the trigger. Alec Baldwin, like, he's not up my ass for me to be mad at him or anything, but that motherfucker pulled the trigger. Like, that's just, substantial. That shit is fucking substantial. Why do I care? Because I don't. It's just, that's substantial. So, they're gonna have to try to make it like you have some emotional, make you have to recuse yourself from having a fucking perspective. Oh fuck, oh my god, help you. God help you all.